from where we had finished off. This is the reflex time. Did you guys cover reflexes in anatomy? No. Cool. Okay. So when you're looking at this stick figure, you know, it's a human. They're sitting there kind of like this, essentially. Okay. So just going ahead and labeling, you know that your dermatomes and myotomes have nerve roots associated with them. Well, your reflexes have nerves associated with them too, nerve roots. Okay. So this is representative. When you see this stick figure anywhere, this is representative of the triceps. Does anybody know what nerve root triceps is associated with? C7. So that's going to be your triceps. Okay. And opposite your triceps, if I'm sitting here like this, is going to be your biceps. Okay, your biceps are going to be C5, C6. And then going down the chain, if I'm here like this is going to be my forearm. This is going to be where your brachioradialis reflex is. It's going to be your C6. Okay, so that's upper extremity. So your triceps, your biceps, and then brachioradialis. Moving on down to the lower extremity. Okay, this is going to be your patellar. Oh, I can't spell. Reflex. And that's representative of L3, L4 nerve root activity. Okay, and one more. The last one is Achilles, and that's going to be your S1. So in talking about the reflex and thinking about the reflex, what we covered in the motor, or the spinal cord overview, I think, or the motor session was the myotatic reflex or the basic stretch reflex. That's what this is referring to. So remember, it's not at the level of the cortex. It's between the muscle, goes straight to the spinal cord sensory information through the muscle spindle, and then comes right back out through the motor, right back to the muscle. Okay, so it's a real quick reflex, no thought involved. So you should know that reflexes have grades associated with them. If you have a grade of 0 for a reflex, that's known as areflexia, and that's no reflex at all. So in other words, if I was going to test somebody's reflexes and I was going to hit them with a hammer, say at the patellar reflex, I'd hit, nothing would happen. And it's not because I lack the ability to get a reflex, but there was absolutely no response. Okay? The next one is going to be 1+, and that's known as hyporeflexia. And that's defined as just a decreased reflex response. So the same situation, I go to check somebody's reflexes with a hammer, and on one side they give me a normal response, on the other side it's just a little bit. That would be called a 1+ or hyporeflexia. Okay, so in order to get that number, I'd have to be checking both sides. And if I go and check somebody's reflexes with a hammer, this would be normal. Is it 2+? And I'd know it was normal for that individual if I checked it on one side and I got the same response on the other side. Okay, that's a 2+ at any of those positions. And then anything greater than 2+ is going to be hyperreflexia. So that hyperreflexia, which was that associated with? Upper motor neuron or lower motor neuron? Does anyone remember? Upper, right. Upper motor neuron hyperreflexia. Questions about that? So what you'll see if you're looking at a patient's chart in the clinic or hospital, when you see the little reflex stick man, you're going to see triceps. You'll see a little 2+ if they're normal right there. So this is triceps on the other side. If the biceps are normal, it'll be a 2+ there. Okay, if brachioradialis is normal, 2+ there. Patellar is normal, 2+. Achilles is normal, 2+. Okay? If any of these reflexes were abnormal and you have different numbers, you would see, for example, if they were areflexic at the biceps, you'd have a 0 in this position. Okay, so it's just a way of telling you, yeah, I checked this person's reflexes and these are the results that I got in a shorthand way. Questions? Okay, great. Let's go ahead and break up and do some cases.